name is Miss Teutenberg, and today we're going to interview Albert Einstein. We were hoping that you would tell us first a little bit about your birth and early life.
Well, I was born on March 14th, 1879, in the German town of Ulm. I was born to Pauline and Herman.
That sounds wonderful. Tell us a little bit about your early school life.
Well, it's a long story, see. When I was younger, I went to Peter's school. By that time, we had moved to Munich, Germany. And a lot of the people there were Catholics, but I and my family was Jewish. And I was determined to get in Swiss Federal Gymnasium. But when I was younger, at Leopold, my family got bankrupt and we had to move to Italy. And my family had to move to Italy, but they left me behind. After a while, I decided to move to Italy because I was facing being forced into the military. And while I was there, I was really wanting to go to Swiss Federal, but they really wanted me to attend, but I still didn't have finished my Leopold diploma.
So tell us, how did you get into Swiss Federal?
Well, I applied in a secondary school in Switzerland where I finished up my earlier courses, but they really wanted me to attend. But I ended up being not a very good student and ended up skipping classes. A really important event in my life happened when I was 5. I became very ill and had to stay in bed. My father gave me a compass during this time. I was really fascinated with how the gravity and the force that was pulling it down and not letting the needle move. Well, as I mentioned earlier, my father's company, Herman, got filed for bankruptcy, and my family responded by moving to Italy. They left me at a boarding home because they were determined to let me finish up my education at Leopold. But I was also facing being forced into the military. So later on, I moved to Switzerland. I even gave up my German citizenship. During my time in Italy, I really wanted to go to Swiss Federal, as I mentioned, but I also had to apply into a secondary school to finish up my high school courses. During that time, I stayed with a teacher of mine. It was a really happy time in my childhood because I got along really nicely with the family. When I got done with secondary school, Swiss Federal wanted me to attend, so I did. But during that time, I proved myself to be a pretty bad student by skipping classes. This made it harder because I really wanted to become a teacher. But I also needed to serve as a student assistant for those same professors I worked with, so nobody did that for me. In 1901, I became a Swiss citizen. Continuing my passion for becoming a teacher, it didn't really work out. I was forced to go into an easier job as a clerk. Oh, excuse me, Miss Teutenberg. It seems like my mustache has fallen off. It's been on for a while. In 1903, I formed an academy called Olympia Academy, where it was a club with all the people who shared the same interests as me. I also got married to a lady named Olivia, and we had 2 children. In 1933, I moved to Princeton, New Jersey in the U.S. In 1940, I also became a U.S. citizen. I also signed a paper warning that Germany might be making nuclear bombs to Franklin Roosevelt. The same year, I married Elsa Lewina in Berlin. In 1919, I got divorced with Olivia. My heart broke, not really.
Einstein, will you share with us some of your greatest accomplishments?
Well, in 1905, I wrote 4 groundbreaking papers on science. In 1921, I received the Nobel Prize of Physics. In 1951, I was offered to be president of Israel, but I declined.
Mr. Einstein, please tell us what it was that you did that had the greatest impact on our world.
Well, I discovered the theory of relativity.
What motivated you to do this?
Well, I always knew there was something. It had to be. I was very curious on it.
Could you share with us one of the benefits of relativity?
Well, one of the benefits was that we were not able to have location devices, such as GPS.
Why are you worthy of note in your field of expertise?
Well, I was the foundation of many other science theories today.
I have one last question. I just received a note from my editor, and, well, it says you have died. How did you die?
I died from aneurysm April 17th of 1955.